Hi guys, today I will share a very interesting and fun chapter from this book, like The Selfish Gene. So this is chapter 12. So it does not talk a lot about DNA, but it talk about like living strategy. So I guess everyone has been very familiar with the game theory and the prisoner's dilemma. So if you don't worry, I will briefly introduce what is before that I will cover myself up because it's a very formal occasion. So oh my gosh, my zipper is not working. Okay, so now I will talk about what is a prisoner's dilemma. For the prisoner's dilemma, so now think about a situation that you and as a player 1 and then there's another player 2. So both of you are playing with the bank. So first of all, if you choose to like collaborate and the second player also choose to collaborate, then both of you will get $3 each person. And this is the option 1, collaboration. And then for the second case, if you choose I will not collaborate, and this person will also say I will not collaborate, then both of you will get punishment from the bank. So both of you need to pay $10 to the bank. And this is the option 2, like no collaboration. And then the third and the fourth scenario is like below. So if you choose I will not collaborate, but then the other side said, oh, I will collaborate, then you will win $500. And then the other side, they will lose $100. So in this case, it's a betray, and you betray the other person, and then you win $500, which is higher than the previous 2 strategies. And then the fourth scenario is opposite, like the other side don't collaborate, but you choose to collaborate. And in this case, you will lose $100, but these other people will get $500. So those are 4 options that you can choose in the game. So this is the key of the prisoner's dilemma. In real time, if we are in the situation, we will think the other people will think the same. So everyone will think, okay, if I betray, then I might get $500. So if you think so, then you are likely to betray as well, because if you choose collaborate, then you will lose 100. But if you choose to betray, worst case scenario is that you will only lose $10, because if both of you betray, then you will only lose $10. If you betray and the other person does not betray, you will win $500. So it seems like the betray is the best option for you. But think in another way. So if both of you trust each other, like really trust each other, and then both of you choose to collaborate, like in each session, and then in each session you will win $300 each of you, which is higher than the $10 punishment. So this is the funny part of the prisoner dilemma. So the collaboration appears to be a good option, but in real time, people don't trust each other, or because of the information asymmetry. So then they will choose to betray, and then they will get punishment for $10 each, or worst case scenario, they might lose $500. So this is the prisoner's dilemma. So a scientist called Garrett Hardin, he kind of make the scenario available to the public, and he kind of seek for strategy from the public. So anyone with a strategy are welcome to send the strategy to let me see, Garrett. There's some categorization because people might send the same strategy. So he categorized and he get 14 strategies, but then he get one more, which is a random strategy. So a random sample is always important in the science discovery. So for all kinds of experiments, you need to have a random sample as a comparison group. So this can be lead to some very interesting stories, but it's not the main topic of today's discussion. So after that, he kind of used a computer to simulate the strategies. So he kind of let the computer mimic the 15 strategies and try to calculate who will win, which strategy will win and which strategy will lose. So imagine like after like thousands of sessions, which strategy is the best? Actually, he found that the best strategy is the strategy called tit for tat, which means that initially you will play good, you will collaborate in the first session. But if you find your opponent, he or she choose to not collaborate, then in the next session, you will copy the same strategy. Like if this person is not collaborate, in the second session, you will choose not collaborate, no matter whether this person will choose collaborate or not. But you will not know until the bank disclose the result. So if in the second session, your opponent still does not operate, then you will not operate to the third session. You will continue and continue. And until one time your opponent choose to collaborate. And then in the next session, you will also collaborate because in the previous session, your opponent choose to collaborate. So this is the tit for tat. And this is the best strategy. And actually for the top like 8 strategies is always similar, like people trying to be kind, but they will revenge only if the other person kind of betrayed them. And there are many like tricking strategies, like people designed that I will not collaborate randomly, which means this person tended to collaborate, but it kind of tried to kind of raise a conflict by not collaborating. If I collaborate and in a sudden I don't collaborate, and then I will have a chance to win the $500. So this is the motivation of being not collaborated on purpose intentionally. So, but this strategy does not work well actually. So after many rounds of competitions, they find that only the kind of strategy that trying to play good will be the best. And for the tit for tat, there's a variation. So for the tit for tat we mentioned about, is like in the first round you will always collaborate. So there's a variation is like for the first round you will not collaborate. So this strategy is trying to win the 500 extra bucks in the first round. But according to the simulation, they still find that the first round you collaborate will give you the best result. So maybe we can apply this strategy to our life, that always be nice and always collaborate the first time you try to interact with a person. And then if you realize this person is not collaborating, you can try to be not collaborating in the second session. So this will make your life easier. And actually to get you more in-depth understanding, so we can go in a step further to think about should we forgive. So in the previous chapters, there's another strategy, I forgot the name, but it's like if the other person does not collaborate for once, you will forever not collaborate with this person. So this is without forgiveness. And for the tit for tat, so if the other person, they collaborate once, and you will also collaborate in the second time, which means there's forgiveness in the strategy. So the strategy means it has kindness and forgiveness, and it will went well. So Garrett also tried the like non-forgiveness, kind but not forgive, but this one is not work. better than the tit for tat strategy. But in my personal opinion, I think the non-forgiveness is better strategy because I think people don't change. Like they can, but it's really hard to change, and it will take a long time for the person to change. So it's much better if you just not collaborate forever. So this is just my personal opinions. But if you are looking for some guideline for your life, how to behave in your life, how to interact with other people, then forgiveness and like kindness in the first step is always the best. And the forgiveness or not is of your choice. But for me, I don't. So okay. So I hope today's discussion will be helpful for your life.